Most people track calories without actually knowing what they're made up of. Let's fix that. Everything you eat is made up of one of three macronutrients: protein, fat, and carbohydrates or carbs. Each of these macros play a different role in the body, and if you know what they do, hopefully you'll make some better decisions about what you eat to help with your weight loss journey. Protein. You're probably bored of hearing about this one, but it's an essential macronutrient for a reason. Now, protein is so important for the body. Aside from the obvious where it repairs and builds muscle, it also does things like grow our skin cells, grow our hair, and keep us full throughout the day. It has a very satiating effect, as well as also generate things like antibodies and white blood cells to protect us from diseases and illness. Protein itself is made up of amino acids, which are almost like these kind of Lego bricks, building blocks in your body that allow us to repair and regenerate muscle tissue, skin cells, etc. There are 20 in total, but there are 9 essential amino acids which the body can't generate by itself, and it needs to source those from food. That's why it's so important to eat protein. In terms of calorie distribution, 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. So if I was to give you 40 calories of pure protein, you'd be getting 10 grams of protein from that serving. In terms of sources of protein, meat and fish are of course essential, but other sources like dairy, so things like milk, cheeses, yogurt, etc., as well as veggie options, so things like tofu and lentils, they're also exceptional sources of protein. Fats. Now, fats get a really bad reputation because a lot of people think that eating the fat macronutrient makes you put on body fat. They're not the same thing, even though they use the same word. Fat as a macronutrient is made up of 2 types. We have saturated fats and unsaturated fats, and these are sourced from different things. So saturated fats, we get them from dairy, cheese, butters, things like red meat. It's usually solid at room temperature. As for unsaturated fats, we usually find them in things like olive oil, as well as oily fish, so things like salmon, as well as eggs, nuts, seeds, etc. What does the fat macro actually do for the body then? First of all, vitamin absorption. If you're taking a multivitamin, or if you live in England, you'll need to take vitamin D because we get no sun, those vitamins won't be processed and stored in the body without fat in our diet. They'll just pass on through. The fat macro makes hormones: testosterone, estrogen, leptin, ghrelin. All of these are incredibly important hormones that you need for daily functionality. And we need it for organ and especially brain health. The brain is made up of 60% fatty tissue. If we have a severe deficit of fat, your cognition might be a bit slower. In terms of calorie distribution, 9 calories per gram of fat. So, if I give you 90 calories of pure fat, then you would receive 9 grams of the fat macronutrient. This is a little bit different compared to protein and carbs, both of which are 4 calories per gram of their respective macro. So it's a little bit easier to overeat fats as opposed to those. So fats, they can be pretty damn useful, but you've got to be careful, especially not to overeat them, as it will knock you out of a calorie deficit. Carbohydrates, or carbs, are your body's preferred energy source. And that's because every carbohydrate you ingest is turned into blood sugar, or glucose, and that fuels your body. There are 2 different types of carbohydrates we can have: simple and complex. Simple carbs are ones that we can digest super quickly and get our blood sugars spiked up real fast. It's great right before a workout or a run. So things like fruit, fructose, or milk, galactose, as well as starchy white grains, things like white bread, white pasta, white rice, and sweets and snacks are high in simple carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates, on the other hand, are found in things like brown grains. So that will be your whole wheat pasta and bread, your brown rice, your oats, as well as fibrous veggies, things like carrots and broccoli, and nuts and seeds as well. In terms of carbohydrates function, it literally is just an energy source. So when we eat carbohydrates, whether they're simple or complex, they get absorbed into the body as blood glucose and then converted into glycogen by insulin, which is a hormone secreted by the pancreas. Now, how fast the whole procedure takes place depends on if you have simple or complex. So simple carbs spike the blood sugar super high, get the energy in super fast, whereas complex carbs are a bit of a slow burn and they keep us satiated over time. Other benefits of carbohydrates, mainly exclusive to the complex variants, would be gut health and nutrient density. Complex carbohydrates are really high in fiber, which is a type of carb that helps us with things like bowel movements, as well as lowering our blood sugar and managing our cholesterol. And complex carbs are full of nutrients. Your micronutrients, vitamins and minerals are essential for regulating your energy throughout the day.